Hey guys, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, episode 5. Let's see what's on the menu for this episode. Hey Gene! Gene's always happy to see us, isn't he? Ooh, collect science data from space around Kerman. I was going to do that sometime soon anyway, even if it didn't pop up in a quest, because I have Science Junior now, and I have not used it at all in space, so I might as well. Alright, we need to test the hydraulic manifold. What are the requirements? At a certain height and a certain speed. Okay, maybe. Ooh, there's quite a few flight over carbons. Now, rescue a guy. Is he in orbit again? Yeah, he's stuck in orbit. We already did that, though. Let's see if we can get as many guys as we can from orbiting. In flight over Kerman? At what height? Nope. Ooh, let's try the radial mount parachute, perhaps. We can try it on our way down. For now, I think we'll be going too fast. It might be hard. Okay. This is orbiting Kerbal. Alright, so we have 3 quests. That's good enough for this episode. And we are going to go ahead and try to make a rocket ship that can orbit Kerbal. And let's get rid of this ship. Make a new one. So we have 3 things to do. We need to orbit the planet, get some science out from there, and then take... Is that the giant rocket booster in orbit? Oh, geez. It's the big one. Okay, so we need to get this guy to orbit. I actually wasn't intending on something that big. Okay. And test the Rockomax brand decoupler around Kerbal in orbit. And these are in the same height range also, so that's awesome. So where is the Rockomax brand decoupler? Which one is that? Oh, this guy. Ooh, oh, that's the big one. Oh, geez. I don't even have any parts that big. Will that still hook onto here? That would be amazing if that somehow worked. I have a feeling it will, is the thing. Oh, that's weird. Alright. I need to figure out a way to test both of these at once. You know what? Where's the top of my rocket ship? There we go. And let's go ahead. Let's just make ourselves... Oh, I have the wrong starting part. Get rid of that. I need a cockpit to start with. And get rid of this one. I just want to make myself a tiny little rocket ship for the very top. And then figure out how I'm going to attach things to this. So let's go ahead and parachute. Now I need to take this to space. This guy. Huge thing. Needs to go into space. Yeah, it needs to kick this guy into space somehow. I'm trying to figure out what way would be efficient. Like if I put him down here, when I finally ignite him, unless... Ooh, I got a smart idea. Let's take all of the fuel out of it except like nothing. And thrust limit it down all the way. So I can test both of these at once, and it should not break my rocket ship. Or at least I really hope it won't break my rocket ship. And then we'll still have this part up here for just doing our normal stuff. Now the question is, how do we get this into orbit? Let's try to make a spaceship that kind of goes around this. So I would want a bunch of these. Oh, this is one of the weirdest ships I've ever built already. Can I not? Ooh, it's gonna hit. Okay, we'll stick that on top. Do this. And then... Hold on, I gotta go check something. Did we get more science? I think we did. From our last missions. I forgot to check in the R&D building since we started. Or since last episode. Or the middle of it. We got 33 science. Okay, that's not enough for some stuff. I thought we might be able to get a new part that would assist us, but apparently that is not going to happen. So let's go ahead and just try to deal with it. We do have these. We just got these, so that's going to make our life a lot easier. So we can just stick them up here and be stable. So that's fine. Around here, I think I want to put the giant fuel boosters, the same guys that we're trying to take into space. So we need to get into orbit. We need to get this gigantic thing into orbit. It's going to be hard. Is this enough to get us to orbit? I think it should be. I don't see why it won't. Let's make sure we got our staging right. Alright, we got these 3 in 1, and then this is going to launch. And then from there, I think I'll have to figure that out on an individual basis, really. But I would want to detach and fire this at like the same time. Oop. This one. And I guess detach the side guys at the same time. Might as well, and then try to, with this ship, avoid getting hit, essentially. Yeah, okay, so this is how it's going to go. First, I need my gravity things. These are called gravity things. It's their technical scientific name. Alright, so how the ship's going to work, this should take us high into the atmosphere, and that should get us into space. Or at least I really, really hope it does that. If not, we can always just redesign it and relaunch. Oh, I forgot the Science Junior. Let's go revert to assembly. Revert flight, revert to vehicle assembly. I forgot to stick the Science Junior on top. Alright, because we did just get that, and I want to use it. Alright, Science Junior. That's a bit more mass, but nothing significant. Alright, let's launch. Well, it's kind of significant, but still, it's not going to make or break the mission, really. Unless we are that borderline. I actually don't think we have enough power. As you can always do with more power. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's see how stable this rocket is. It's spinning, which is a bad thing, but it's not destroying itself, which is a good thing. A very good thing. Look at that, it's actually not destroying itself at all. It's going straight up, too. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to. Now the question is, will I be able to orbit it with what's left? I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that. I don't see why not, really. Oh, we're starting to tilt a little bit. So I think I might want to go... If we tilt too much, I'll go into like an orbit in the direction we tilt. Actually, we're tilting backwards to the planet's rotation, so it's not like we're tilting north or south or anything. So it's not that horrible. Alright, let's detach. Try to stabilize ourselves. Alright, let's just turn on our engines, because they have thrust vectoring. There we go. Look at that, we're going again. And hopefully we can lug this guy into space, and if we can't, then make a bigger rocket. But we can at least get some science data from space. That would help quite a bit with us. Well, yeah, if we bring back the science data, that'll allow us to get more parts, and more parts make my life a lot easier. I don't think we're going to have enough to orbit this, actually. Do these missions have to be in space or orbit? You know, I'm going to pause the game this time, because the last time I stopped paying attention, I failed to orbit. Now we got to be in orbit. That's hard. I think I'm going to have to redesign this ship. At this rate, we're not going to get to orbit, especially having to lug around this thing and this thing. These things are heavy. And I really don't have science, but cover scientific data from space around Kerman. We can do that. Definitely. We can definitely do that. We're pretty much putting ourselves in space. Just the question of whether or not we'll be able to orbit. We might be able to. No. We won't. It'll be close, though. We'll at least get our sciencey data. And I'll try to get us as close as possible to an orbit. Just time accelerate until we get there. We'll be close. It's not going to be that far off. I'll need to add like another set of boosters around this ship. Other than that, we're not that far off, really. Alright. Let's get our ship into position. We need like another 1,000 Delta V. We don't have 1,000 Delta V on this ship. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, it's not going to happen, really. But we can get decently close, at least. Yeah, oh well. We need to get up to, like, over 2,000 meters per second. Alright. So there's no point in testing this, so I might as well just decouple it now. so I don't have to worry about it, and then decouple these guys, and get some science. There we go. Let's keep this data and take it back. Do I have a crew report from up here? Yes, I do. I believe I got the crew reports from in space around Kerman. Alright, let us reset the experiment. Alright, and I'm not going to bother you guys with the descent, so I'm just going to cut to me in the Space Center. Okay, so we need to do a design overhaul. This design is not horrible, but it's not going to get us to space. So, what we could do is, or at least it's my idea, there we go! Now this should get us to space. And if this doesn't get us to space, doubling all of the things, then I will be disappointed. This should definitely get us to space. There's no way it doesn't get us to space, really. Alright, let's try to launch this. And if this doesn't work, then I'm just going to have to go walk home in shame, because it's pretty bad if it doesn't. Okay, so this should be a bit more stable, too, I would think. Or maybe not. I don't have any struts at all, actually, no. It will either spin a lot more or a lot less. And it looks like it's going to start spinning a lot more. And it's also going a lot faster. Yeah, this might go out of control. Jebediah seems happy anyway, right, Jeb? He's a happy girl. He's very happy to be on board. Okay, so we are going... Actually, we're not going too fast. It looked like we were going to go ridiculously fast, but we're going only a little bit faster than last time, which is to be expected, really. Because we doubled the thrust and we just under doubled the mass of the spaceship, so, you know, science, that's how it works. Alright, and we are spinning off slightly to the north, which affects our orbit, like, minimally. Doesn't really matter, honestly. Oh, we're spinning really fast, yeah. So we're gonna have to lose these guys really soon. And fire our rockets. There we go. We can slow down. We're going way too fast for this part of the atmosphere. And lean over this way. And start our gravity turn. So hopefully, we're going to have enough gas on this to get us to space, or to orbit. Hopefully. If not, then I'm going to have to redesign again, and that's going to be really annoying, honestly. I don't have, like, fuel lines yet, so I can't do, like, any sort of asparagus staging, or stuff where I got stuff flowing from places and I'm dropping fuel tanks. I can't do that, unfortunately, so yeah, I'm stuck with this. But it does look like we're going to have a good amount more delta V than last time. We should have double the delta V from last time at this point, I think. No, not double. No, that's not how it works. But we're going to have more. We're going to have like 50% more. That should get us into space, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. It should get us closer, at the very least, unless I do something really, really stupid. It should get us a lot closer. We still have half our gas left, or more than half our gas left, so that's really good. And we have like over 1,000 delta V left to go, though. Yeah, like more closer to 1,500 left to go. I really hope we can make this. If we don't, I'm going to be disappointed, because we'll be really close if we don't make it, is the thing. Alright, I gotta tilt over a lot more. Tilt over. Yeah, it's probably boring watching the same launch again. If I mess this up again, I probably won't include the launch for a third time, because it's pretty much it'll be the same ship, unless the ship is radically different in its design. Alright, let's tilt that over all the way. Alright, let's get up to like 75,000 meters. Oh, it doesn't look like we're gonna have enough again. Or maybe we barely will. Alright, how much gas do we have left? Oh, maybe we barely will. It's gonna be close, no matter what. Oh, this is gonna be really close. Very, very close. I think we're gonna fall short, though, unfortunately. Are we in space yet? Oh, well, almost, though. Alright, now we're in space. Let's take our scientific reading to fulfill that quest. Observe the material bay. Keep the data. Oh, no, not that fast, jeez. Alright. Let's go ahead and push forward. Or at least start pushing forward. Hopefully I have enough DV. Let's actually get a tiny, tiny bit closer. Alright. Are we going to do it? Oh, it's going to be really close if we don't. Oh, that was really close. Yeah. We were really close, at least. Alright, I'm gonna have to try this for a third time. I'll be back with that attempt. Okay, so we're back. I made two minor design changes. One is these little tanks up here for a bit more fuel that you can see. And the second is I restructured the center of our rocket so that the big booster we're testing is actually in the middle of it. And that's going to create an interesting effect, I think. Because I had an idea on how to use it. And actually, I should have staged right there a bit quicker. No, we're going fast enough. We're fine. So we have a bit more gas in here. Hopefully that ends up making us a bit more efficient. Now, the good idea that I had was to put this as the last stage of our rocket. We'll see it a lot better once we lose these, but the part that used to be central to our rocket is now down here below it, and I'm going to use that to do little orbital corrections to get us to the right orbital height. Alright, let's check on our orbits so far. Alright, not that bad. Alright, so we just need to keep going up. So what I'm going to do is get into orbit with these guys just like last time. Use this to create the corrections. Get us to the right height. Dislocate this. And then use this big rocket to deorbit us. So that way, I don't need a little stage like this to deorbit us. And I think that'll be... It will work out pretty well, or at least I hope it will. Alright, are we going up well? Yeah, we're going a little too shallow, though. Gotta go higher. Yeah, a bit too shallow. It doesn't matter. We can correct by going upward more. It's better to go more shallow than just straight up. Or at least that's how it is in my experience. Yeah, we're way too shallow. It don't matter. I added extra fuel. Oh, I don't want to have to redo this again. But I got this little guy right here, and that little part, I forgot to fix my staging too, by the way. That little part, I think that's going to do it for us. It's going to essentially win it for us. Let's grab these and move them to right here. Alright, are we doing it? Ooh. 80,000, beautiful. So I need to get to between 89,200 and 92,100. So a pretty specific range of heights. Only like 3,000, not even 3,000. 2,900 meters of leeway. I should be time accelerating through this. So we get the space. This spacecraft is quite cumbersome with the weight distribution. How we got a big pocket below our center of weight, and it makes turning it with just the SAS, their little wheels in there, what are they called? Reaction wheels, those guys. So the reaction wheels have difficulty dealing with this, and I haven't gotten the separate ones. If I put a separate one right here, it would probably fix my problem. But we're still a bit early in the tech tree, and most of that stuff has not come yet. Alright, so let's... we should shoot off about now, or at least start to. And I remembered the keys for time warp this time. Oh, Jesus. I don't know how I forgot that. I blanked out for a second. I don't know, my brain does that sometimes. Okay. It happens to all of us, I'm pretty sure. Can't be the only one, right? Right? Yeah, it happens to everyone. Okay, so we're definitely going to make orbit this time. Looks like we're going to have extra fuel. No, let's do a bit more until we run out of gas on this stage. There we go. So let's lose this stage. No, is it not going to get lost? There we go. Look at that beautiful orb. Not, whatchamacallit, D-stage. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh, look at that. They're just spinning around us. That's cool. Alright, and we got a periapsis. It's in the atmosphere, though. So we're going to activate this little engine and give us a push. Oh, this is the dumbest designed rocket I've ever made. I'm going to use a big booster to deorbit myself. Okay, we got to get up to 89,000 meters. So at our apoapsis, let's go ahead and see if we can get this one. That's a bit high. Oh, this is quite specific, isn't it? 88. A tiny bit more, perhaps. 89. We need to get 89 something, though. So 89.3. That's a bit too low. Let's get it just to 90 exactly, pretty much. Do that. There we go. Alright, so once we get there, we only need 12 meters per second. Yeah, very small corrections. I could have used a smaller fuel tank with this. I probably could have used the smallest size fuel tank I had and still have been fine. That's really just for minor corrections. But it worked out, so I'm not going to be complaining. I could have probably... Like, yeah, it took me 3 shots to get up here. Yeah, I could have went overkill the first time. Yet, career mode, it's kind of like the idea of money in this now is making me psychologically not want to build those ridiculous rockets anymore. But yet, what ends up happening is I have to build 2 or 3 separate rockets, and that ends up costing me, like, exactly as much money. So I'm really not saving any money. And I'm just wasting my own time. Oh well. Doesn't really matter, though. This is just a sandbox game, and it's for fun. That's it. It's for fun, and you can play it however you want. It's just that I'm wasting my money. Whatever. But I got to get into the ridiculous kind of thought with this. Alright, so let's go ahead, add a maneuver here, and try to get our orbit, like, perfectly perfect. So 91 and 91. That's perfect. Alright, so we got to go to the dark side of the planet and make bad, dark YouTube videos. Oh, look, there's all our boosters. Bye, boosters. Well, they aren't boosters. They're little... They're guys with that. I guess I can call them boosters. They're not the solid fuel booster like this big guy, but they are booster stages. I'm right in calling them that, I believe. Alright, let's spin around at least. Start spinning around. I don't want to be a bit late and have to do another orbit because I missed the node. That would be embarrassing. And I love the physics here, how this is just floating. It's not the right size, but it still holds it together. That is Kerbal physics. That is the definition of Kerbal physics. Alright, so let's go align ourselves to there. Time accelerate to stop the spinning. And go forward a little bit. There we go. So let's burn just a tiny, tiny bit. There we go. So we should be in a orbit, 91,000 meters. Beautiful. So we're at the right height. So I want to test the Rockomax brand decoupler first. Actually, I want to point myself the right direction before I do that, just in case something goes wrong. I need to point myself in the direction to deorbit myself, and hopefully there's enough gas in here to do that deorbit. There should be. Still has 10% of its fuel, and this thing's got a lot of delta V left in it, I'll tell you that. Alright, so let's slow down. Alright, you probably can't see a dang thing. Oh, we can line up against the nebula. Okay. You know what? We're not going to do this here. We're going to go to the bright side of the planet because I'm a good YouTuber. And I care that you can see what I'm doing. Right? Yeah. Alright, here's the sun. Let's get Kerbal into view. There you go. You can see now. Let's go a little bit further so we can see the planet behind us. There we go. And let's face opposite the way we're going so that we can actually deorbit ourselves with the burst from this guy. Which should be more than enough. It's got to be at least 100 delta V still stored in that guy. If not even more. Ooh, I forgot to do the science. Oh, I'm so smart. I remembered that I still have to take the science measuring. Alright, let's do that. Observe the materials bay. Keep the data. Let's get Jeb out of here, though. Let go. And let's collect some data. Ooh, no, you're too far. Get a little closer again. Closer. Collect it. Remove the data. And jump back on board. Okay, so now we have the data in here, just in case this blows up on the way down, because this booster is going to be a bit heavy for this parachute. I realize that now. I should have put on like a couple of radial mount ones if I wanted to come back in one piece, or at least a decoupler. Decoupler would have been smarter, but I forgot. This is the Kerbal universe. You don't have to be perfect. It just has to work in the end. All right, so let's test the decoupler. All right, we did it. And let's test our solid rocket fuel booster deorbit. Yes, maybe? Okay, it didn't go the first time I pressed it. Alright, so I have the thrust limited all the way down. Actually, that's an artifact from the last design. I should have put it back at maximum. So this is actually going to take a while to burn itself out. But yeah, as you can see, it's more than enough. Let's watch our velocity. We started around 2200, I believe. I believe we did. Oh yeah, that's going to slow us down a lot. There's like 200 dV in here. And whenever I say delta V, I mean delta V in meters per second. That's kind of just an understood thing in the community if you want to get scientific about it. I know delta V is not a unit, and you can't say 5 delta V to a scientist. They would slap you. Alright, so we're doing good. We are doing very good. I just want, I'm going to cut now until we get to parachuting down, because I want to see what happens with our parachute. Oh, I can't even time accelerate through this. Alright, I'm going to cut now. Okay, moment of truth time. Will our parachute be able to hold up the whole rocket ship? Oh, wow, it did. I was kind of expecting it to break off somewhere over here, but it didn't. Okay. So, moment of truth number 2 is 10 meters per second slow enough that the ship won't break. Because if this guy breaks upon impact, the parachute's going to go away. Like, as soon as this contacts the water, I believe. And then this is just going to free fall for the height of the solid fuel booster. I'm curious as to what happens exactly. Yeah, exactly that happened. The camera clipped through the water, but you saw what happened. The booster disintegrated, so the whole thing free fell for like 50 feet, and then that broke the other part. Alright, let's recover the vessel, though. We do get the science because I had Jebediah collect it, because I was a smarty pants, and I realized that that happens, and stuff blows up unexpectedly. Okay. We got a little bit of funding left. I probably have so much funding. I don't know how much that is, actually. That's like 1,000 parts. I really don't know, because I have not played around too much in this career mode. Alright, science, though. What should we get? We have 100, so we can grab one of these from out here. So do I want to make a plane? I really don't want to make a plane. Fuel lines would be really great, though. But honestly, I think I want the bigger rockets. So let's research that. And we get the skipper. So 650 maximum thrust. That's a huge improvement over what we have now. I would love to have that. I would also love to have these fuel lines. So I'm actually going to save the science up so that we can get that. So I would love to have skippers for my first trip to the moon, or my first trip to land on the moon. I haven't even orbited the moon yet. And on the note of completing our quest successfully after 3 tries, we're going to end the episode. So, thank you guys for watching. Ooh, spin 360. That spins pretty fast, actually. Whoa, that's probably nauseating. Okay, I'm going to stop. Thank you guys for watching. I'm trying to get a nice view, that's all. Yeah, sure, that's a nice view. Thank you all for watching, as always. I've said that 3 times already, but I don't care. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!